What was it about Wisconsin to start the second half that kind of gave you guys some trouble?
I think it was how we came out defensively, and that set the tone for the whole second half. We weren't up to the level. We were missing things on our scouting report, and we just didn't have the intensity we had in the first half.
How much does this hurt?
I mean, it stings a lot. I mean, there's not much I can really say. I know the game meant a lot of us, especially. You know, he made a tough shot. I mean, there's nothing else we could have done, you know, in that situation. So definitely it's going to, you know, sting a little bit. But I mean, at the end of the day, we got to, you know, move past this one, go on the road Saturday. So I mean, we just got to move on quick.
Jalen, this was your first, I guess, taste of the Wisconsin rivalry. Kind of how different did this game feel compared to some other Big Ten games?
You could definitely feel the intensity, you know, between the both schools for sure. At the end of the day, this is another basketball game for me. I really don't look into that rivalry stuff for that, but I mean, it's a cool little rivalry.
When you guys look at the box sheet, you lost the game by 3 points, but you missed 8 free throws. How do you clean that up? Is that a mental thing? Is that more reps? What goes into that?
Yeah, that's tough. Like when we step into the line, we gotta knock them down. But yeah, it's just getting more reps, mental focus when we get up there to hopefully finish out the game next time.
So you guys, obviously the strategy was to follow on late in the game, but they were making their free throws. Like, what was the mindset with Coach Medved telling you guys what to do moving forward?
He was telling us to get up the court quick and score quick to save as much time we could. And, like, thankfully, late they gifted us 2 free throws, and that ended up happening.
Anything else for the players? Thanks. Can you go, Matt? Start with an opening statement, then followed by questions for Coach. Coach?
You know, that's a gut-wrenching loss for our guys. I mean, we know how much that game means to, you know, how much it meant to those guys, and it means to the program and me. And you know, I thought the guys, you know, played well for stretches. You know, we couldn't find a way to just get enough stops there in the second half when we needed to. And you got to give them credit too. I mean, Blackwell's a great player. I mean, he's an all Big Ten guy for a reason, and he played like it tonight. He's a tough cover. I mean, he can shoot the three, he can put it on the floor, he scores in the mid-range. You know, because they have so much shooting on their team, they really spread you out defensively. But you know, down the stretch, man, you know, we had a couple of opportunities there. You know, they made a few more plays than we did. Pretty cool to see our guys stay with it, come back and tie it up. And, you know, thought we defended that last play pretty well. You know, typically if we had a timeout in that situation, we would have called it to set our defense. But, you know, we had used it before. But, man, I thought pretty heavily contested. And, again, Blackwell jumped up and made a huge shot. And just a gut punch here for us today.
Nico, your zone there at the end of the final 7 minutes of the first half really disrupted them. What allowed them to kind of get into better flow in the second
I
half?
think they did a good job changing kind of their zone offense of sort of what they were doing and who they were putting where, kind of a little bit of a chess match, you know, that way. It wasn't quite as effective, you know, in the second half that way for us. And then, again, I thought, you know, we just let some guys, I thought they made some huge threes too early in the second half that way. And so, yeah, we just weren't able to get the job done. And I mean, a lot of it, I thought, you know, in the offense, it was just some one-on-one stuff with Blackwell. I think he got downhill, got by us, got his shoulder on us, whether he got fouled, dribbled to a spot, shot over us. Obviously, you know, Carrington made a lot of shots tonight. I mean, he's a shooter on the scouting report. I think you got to give him a lot of credit for making the shots, but at the same point in time, you can't let that guy get 12 threes off, right? If you let a shooter get 12 threes off, you're asking for trouble, and tonight that was the case.
Coach, go ahead.
Is this kind of one of those instances where, I mean, you got 5 guys still playing the majority of the minutes, and you're like, I mean, what more can you ask of them?
You know, I'm not. I struggle with moral victories. You know, that's not what we're here for. I mean, I thought this game was here for us to win. The last 2 were, you know, and we didn't get the job done. Having said that, they're giving us everything they have. I mean, they're playing really, really hard. They're playing connected. They're fighting like crazy. they're giving themselves a chance to win these games, right? And it's hard to win. We just haven't found a way the last couple, but they're giving us everything we have, but at the same point in time, there's more. Like we have an opportunity to win tonight, and would have been a massive win, but we didn't.
Only 10 shots for Cade. Were they being extra physical with him? Or what was going
Yeah,
on?
I mean, I thought they did a really good job, and that's, a scouting report. I mean, they trailed every screen, they closed out hard, they forced him to put the ball on the floor, and, when they did, they really, ran at him and crowded him. I mean, I think that's something he's seen all year, but I think they did a really good job. I think with him, it's going to be great to continue to watch film, and, sometimes even him in a crowd, he's got to maybe give it up too as a passer a little bit sometimes when he plays in traffic that way. And then sometimes I think he's turning down some threes too a little bit, where he's probably got to just catch and shoot it sometimes a little bit quicker. But that's part of being on the top of the scouting report. That is what it is. But, when I look at it tonight, I mean, man, we had 40 points in the paint tonight. We did a great job of continuing to attack. And the problem wasn't our offense, right? We shot almost 52% from the floor tonight. It's just we just could not get enough stops.
Coach, I know you're not into moral victories, but what can you tell us about your team, the way they were able to bounce back and fight back into the game with a couple of minutes left?
I told some people before the game, and it's hard for me right now. I'm such a competitor, and I'm just, again, my gut was punched here too. But I hope at least, in a way, like, people are starting to see that, hey, this is the kind of group that can win, right? When a group that plays this way, that plays together, that keeps fighting, that keeps battle, that doesn't make excuses, that's resilient. And I think we're showing that. And I love coaching them, man. I really am. I'm really proud of them. I mean, for what they give us every day. And again, I'm not doing that. There's no moral victories that way or anything. It stinks. But at least as a coach, man, that makes me proud. And, hopefully this is something that we can continue to build on here as we move forward.
Anything else for Coach?
There was obviously a portion of Wisconsin fans, but what did you think about the Gopher fans coming out?
They were awesome. It was awesome. What a great atmosphere. And I think watching it was a high-level college basketball game. I think it was a high-level college basketball game. That's hard for me to, I get a little bit thinking about that. But if I step back and watch it, I mean, a lot of shot making on both sides, teams going back and forth, two rivals going at it. A packed arena, the fans into it. I mean, man, what more could you ask for other than coming up on the other end, right? And coming out with a win. But great atmosphere tonight. It's what college sports is all about.
Speaking of the end, they were like 13 for 14 of free throws when you decided to start following. Was that just a clock management type thing?
Yeah, I mean, at that point in time, clearly we had to try to extend the game in that situation. It worked out for us. We were able to, and we did that. They missed a couple for us. We were able to go down and score, quickly. Thought the guys managed the end of the game that way really, really well, and gave themselves a chance, right? We got a shot. We had a chance to go to overtime. Langston, I thought, played really, really well tonight. It's unfortunate he missed that, which he's going to make, 99 times out of 100. It was just one of those days for him. But thought our guys, without the timeouts, I thought they managed that end of game about as well as they could have.
Yeah, last thing, I know you're going to focus on defense, but man, only had 5 turnovers in that game.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it. I mean, 20 assists, 5 turnovers, 40 points in the paint. There were a lot of good things here tonight. And again, like, I know what it's like to be around these guys every day. I know how bad they wanted to win this game, and they came in here ready to fight tonight. And so I really hurt for them, that way. But it's the way it goes. Just big boy basketball. It's unforgiving. I said before the game, we had won tonight. We'd feel great. Got to go to Illinois Saturday. Didn't go our way, right? These last 2. Got to go to Illinois on Saturday. That's the way that's the way it is at this level, and it's what you sign up for. And so we just got to get back to work here and find a way to keep getting better.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.